I want to adopt all the speeches. I want to adopt all the speeches. There is no need for me to make another speech. Mr. President, today is not all about you. It is for the different arms of the APC administration to give account, a midterm account to Nigerians, and also to appraise what you have been able to do in the last 2 years. Evidently, you don't need to sing your own praises. But I think it is important that after this, the national chairman must set up a strong committee within the working committee to cascade down to the states, so that all the good things we have mentioned here, too numerous, we will now use those things to let the people know. Because in this society that is not informed is deformed. And today we have the social media. One small ant that enters into your trouser can cause you so much discomfort that you will jump up and down. So, Mr. President, my own point, APC, is that we will do the talk, but at the same time, we must walk the talk. In totality, what they are saying that even though you met a foamy economy, even though you met over 30 trillion debt, you have paid over 8 trillion, and nobody knows about that. Money that you would have used to amplify most of your programs. The Renewed Hope agenda is still on course. And evidently, from the reports we get, from even the World Bank, the IMF, talking about the fact that Nigeria has moved from B- to B. That is IMF, giving you rating. And the fact that you have been able to improve the economy, there's growth, despite the world's recession. All the things we are saying now, the stability of the country. A senator confided in me that now in his community, he can sleep with 3 eyes closed, and that in the last 5 years, he had not visited his community because of insecurity. So despite the sporadic terrorist attacks here and there by your enemies and our enemies and enemies of Nigeria, you have done very well. You have done an excellent job well. And I want to say that yes, the midterm report presented is as a result of the fact that for the first time in Nigeria, we have an astute politician as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, working closely with strong politicians such as the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, and such as the Senate President, between Senator Godswill Akpabio. So, let me congratulate the party for organizing this rally. This is almost like coming together. When I was coming in, I saw our governors, I saw our former governors, I just turned, I saw our former presiding officers, I saw Senator Payazani. I even forgot that they had joined the APC. And I turned around, I saw my other senior brother, Ken Namani, and he said, "You have forgotten me." I said, "No, sir, it's work, but take me from here straight to your house." What it means is that the party has been able to bring all of us together. Chief Akonde is here, sitting down with Chief Oshoba, and Chief Oshoba, at the age of over 85, is able to cross his leg. Me, I cannot cross my leg. I don't know how he does it. So I'm very excited to see all of us. So this means that you struggled in 2023. Many people promised you votes, very large rallies in some regions in the country. But when the final votes were announced, you could not get 25% in many of those states that spoke so well. So there's no need for eloquent speeches. Let the results that will come in 2027 reflect the action and the speeches that we are saying here today. So that's my own, that I love all the speeches, but please note that in politics, it's not over until it is over. And that you will still have enemies. It is the tree that bears the sweetest fruit that also gets the highest amount of stones. So everything said here will show that yes, you are on course. You did it in Lagos, you are doing it in Nigeria. Even Abuja, the federal capital territory, has changed. The diplomats have confirmed that. This was not the way it was before you came. The economy has changed, everything has changed. But the reality is that we are not there yet. And we don't want, then there, of course, mischief makers are still meeting in the night. You know, politics is a game of witchcraft. You know, they meet in the night and things change in the daytime. So don't allow me to come and stand in front of this August assembly and promise you that I'll deliver South in Nigeria. Go and sleep. Please don't sleep. Otherwise, I'll be telling you lies. We still have a lot of work to do. So for the Senate, I adopt my hat to my brother, Tajuddin Abbas, for what he has said. In the legislative outlay, since you came on board, we have done a total of 477 bills. These were introduced during this period, this midterm period. We have passed at least 25 bills, and we have assented many of them into acts of parliament. Many others are at advanced stages. It's important the party knows this. The key acts passed have already been enumerated by my brother. But permit me to just mention that you have established, because of your belief, that when you close the door to education, you open the door of prisons. To ensure that education cascades down to the grassroots, Mr. President, you have established 32 new universities in Nigeria within 2 years of being in office. This will include even from some of the major federal polytechnics to colleges of education and specialized institutions, one of which I'm very excited about. The University of Environment in Ogoniland, ravaged by over 60 years of oil exploitation and exploration. You took a university to them so that they will study how to bring back the oil, the land, for the benefit of the people. We are very proud in the Niger Delta, and we thank you for this. So, Mr. President, the Students' Loans Act is a novelty never heard in Africa. Very poor people in various homes in Nigeria today can take loan and go and obtain higher education. I'm just mentioning the fact that you're a president that thinks not of the next election, but of the future generation. And this is the way it should be. That makes you the leader you are. Mr. President, National Economic Stabilization and Recovery Act. This targets inflation control, investment attraction, and economic reform. Many have said those things here. Those acts were done by the National Assembly. You assented to them. You assented to them, and today, our economy is on track. Mr. President, the national security architecture. You have streamlined and strengthened Nigerian internal security system and the framework. And that is why you cannot hear of any part of Nigeria today still hoisting foreign flags or Boko Haram flags. They come in a terrorist faction, attack and run away in a guerrilla way. They can no longer stand and face our military. So we salute our men and women in uniform. And we salute the Commander-in-Chief for providing the right leadership that has strengthened the national security architecture. Universal healthcare coverage. This Universal Healthcare Coverage Act, this has broadened the access to quality healthcare across the Federation of Nigeria. I will just stop at that because of time. The Petroleum Industry Reform Act. This enhances accountability, transparency, and competitiveness in the oil and gas industry. Hence, the renewed investment in that sector. Then, imagine the Regional Development Commission. This Regional Development Commissions Act, what you have succeeded in doing is that you have created that strata to assist the state government and also assist our parties to get more to the grassroots in order to enable us reach the people faster. If the state governments cannot, they will complement the efforts of the state government. And the state governors will notice that I tactically avoided the additional money that the president distributes to them every month that has nothing to do with the statutory allocation. I haven't said it out, so I will not say that today. Because I don't want somebody to be angry with me. But I want to thank you because you give them infrastructure development fund, which is shared across the states of the Federation. Many of them I didn't know until you went to one of the states, and the governor came out and said, it is that extra money that you have been giving us that I did all these things. So I thank the governors, and please very soon invite the president or any of us to come and commission projects based on those additional funds that it distributes to you, which has nothing at all to do with the statutory allocation. Mr. President, we have in the Senate, for instance, we have moved about 115 motions, and we have passed resolutions that have impacted on key economic areas, on national security, youth development, and public sector reforms. Our oversight functions are totally on course. Here, the Senate has confirmed 215 nominees across various strategic positions. Of course, your nominees, Mr. President, from members of the Federal Executive Council to governors and deputy governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the service chiefs and heads of security agencies, the chairmen of boards of commissions and regulatory commissions and parastatals. In terms of public petitions, to show that it is a pro-parliament, the parliament is pro-people, we have done over 50 public petitions, and we have redressed those things without any of them seeing the need to burden the courts. We are now ensuring accountability in critical public sectors. Constitutional review, constitutional and social reviews. We have set up a 47-member Constitutional Review Committee. We have inaugurated that to look at the 1999 Constitution. And the key focus of amendments are in the areas of devolution of powers. Devolution of powers so that the federal government will be unbundled and the states will be given the opportunity to also have a say. State policing is one of the areas we are looking at in the Constitutional Review. Electoral reforms, we cannot campaign for 10 months. Those are also areas we are looking at. Local government autonomy, how do we ensure that the pronouncement of Mr. President has constitutional backing? And also, we are looking at how we can give our traditional rulers the opportunity. Mr. President, your bill on minimum wage is something that must be applauded. From 30,000, you have given us about 70,000 today, and workers are happy. And something that was never done before. We have returned to our own national anthem, diplomacy, and strengthened Nigeria's influence with strategic partners to your administration, the People's Republic of China, the United Arab Emirates, the ECOWAS Parliament, the Pan-African Parliament. These efforts have supported Your Excellency's agenda to boost foreign direct investment and enhance Nigeria's credibility and, of course, Nigeria's visibility within the international community. In terms of security, I've mentioned that already. The key areas we are focusing on are enhancing coordination between the national security agencies, provide better funding for counter-terrorism operations, improve intelligence sharing, and early warning systems. We are addressing the root cause of insecurity through empowerment. We have advanced legislation and motions addressing unemployment, rural neglect, educational access, and youth engagement. Of course, Mr. President, we still have allegations that trail the Senate because of lack of information. Sometimes people have the wrong notion of budget padding and distribution of palliatives. And what we are doing is to ensure that we address those issues transparently, working with your national minister on national planning. Well, moving forward, the 10th Senate remains committed to working with Your Excellency to deliver key constitutional amendments by the second half of 2025. We want to consolidate on national economic gains through legislative backlog and unlocking. We want to strengthen institutions of governance and rule of law. We want to expand issues on youth empowerment, healthcare, education, and youth security. Mr. President, let me end here because everything has been said. But there's only one thing I want to do. We are working directly with you. When we pass a resolution, the public listens to it. When the governors pass resolution, the public will think that because they are in the executive, that those resolutions are part and parcel of governance. So the only people empowered to pass major resolutions remain the legislature, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. So I want to thank the chairman of Progressive Governors and to say that once you take an oath to be an executive, remain in the executive. So it is not really, it's very right, it's right. Everything is said, we accept. But how can we ensure that that resolution has the force of law? The Constitution gives the power to us. So let me invite my brother, Right Honorable Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. Please step forward. Deputy Speaker, Deputy Senate President, and the major principal officers of the National Assembly. It's your voice that Nigerians are waiting for. If this president has done well, is it not all that will say so? If he has not done well, is it not all that will give him notice of impeachment? We are not giving him notice of impeachment. We are giving him notice that it was difficult for you in 2023. But in 2027, I see everything turning around. I see everything turning around. The number of states that are coming to join you. As I was leaving, one senator was dragging my dress today. He said, please take me there. I said, you can't come now. And he is a Labour senator. I don't want to mention his name, but just imagine. He's a Labour senator. He said, please, I told you since now I would have joined you. What do I do? I said, wait outside. Is it my car? Outside there. So, in view of the political sagacity of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in view of the fact that despite very difficult times, he has been able to set Nigeria on a path of growth, confirmed by the International Monetary Fund. In view of the fact that Nigerians are grassroots people, are very excited. In view of the fact that even the members of the National Assembly and senators said they have never had it this good, the leadership of the House of Reps should join me. I want all the members of the National Assembly of the APC extraction to stand up wherever they are. I want the civil senators to stand up where they are. And you will echo what I'm going to say. Those who love you will also join. I want to move, and let it be moved, that not only will President Bola Ahmed Tinubu be a sole candidate for the presidency in 2027, but he will also be a sole candidate for the whole Nigerian population, because all our political parties have been torn into shreds. I went to my state, and I saw the umbrella at the PDP. It has over 100 holes. And so, very soon you will hear. I'm not the one to break the news. But I know the national chairman has already broken the news that everything in the South-South has collapsed for you. And that is the same thing that is happening in the nation. Nigerians are saying that because you have done a difficult job well, that it is time for us to reward you by sending you back to the presidency for a second term in office. I move, therefore, as the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that Mr. President return, one, as a candidate of the APC on a post, and secondly, as the next president for a second term come 2027. I so move. Listen to that voice. That's the voice of the Senate President. I so move. Mr. Speaker.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and I stand on behalf of the whole entire 109 senators 360 members, and all the 36 speakers and their members to second this very important motion moved by the Senate President Asosekon.
Distinguished colleagues, right honorable members, members of the Houses of Assemblies across Nigeria, those in support of the motion, seconded rightly by the Right Honorable Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON. Those in support, give me your voice and say, aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Our country has made under the stewardship of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, since his inauguration on 29 May 2023. From the day he took office, Mr. President vowed to lift our economy by 6% annually, rationalize the foreign exchange, generate jobs, and confront insecurity. These commitments have formed the cornerstone of our policy thrust, yielding numerous bold interventions that have reshaped Nigeria's fiscal foundations and positioned the country for sustainable progress. This administration began by removing the petrol subsidy, a policy that once drained over $10 billion each year, realizing savings in excess of 1 trillion naira within 2 months. At the same time, this administration harmonized exchange rates, aligning the naira with market forces. This strategy, while triggering short-term inflationary pressures, has since drawn more than $6 billion in foreign inflows and restored confidence in the country's currency. Today, the World Bank confirms that the real GDP growth for 2024 reached its highest level since 2015, driven by a resilient non-oil sector and fortified public revenues. The appropriation of 54.99 trillion for 2025 reflects the National Assembly's conviction in these revenue projections and underscores this administration's commitment to health, education, and infrastructure. Mr. President, Nigeria has steered inflation, once surging past 40%, now down to 23.7%, through a meticulous rebasing of our statistical framework, signaling that the initial price shocks are abating. Meanwhile, foreign exchange reserves have climbed beyond $40 billion, anchored by record oil output exceeding 2.3 million barrels per day and steady capital flows. This financial buffer underpins the resilience of our economy against global shocks and reinforces the stability of the naira. The President's infrastructure agenda has also gained momentum. Last September's economic and nuclear energy pact with China has allowed collaboration in solar research and electric vehicle assembly, while the Belt and Road Partnership is already modernizing ports, roads, and power projects nationwide. From the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway to the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Railway, these projects are generating employment, integrating markets, and demonstrating that APC governance delivers tangible transformation. Security remains paramount. Mr. President has injected fresh resolve into our defense architecture. The House swift approval of emergency measures in Rivers State earlier this year demonstrates our commitment to protecting critical assets and maintaining order. Complementary legislation to empower the nascent Nigerian Force Security Service will harness local knowledge to secure rural frontiers and safeguard our natural resources. Yet, we know that both reforms come at a cost for ordinary Nigerians. That is why the President instituted conditional cash transfers to 12 million vulnerable households and launched the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation to expand formal lending to women and young men. His recent approval of 32.7 billion for the National Social Investment Program means that 15 million households now receive direct support. This demonstrates that economic adjustments and social protection can be managed together. Mr. President, sir, your decisive removal of oil subsidies and unification of the Naira closely mirrors the monetarist revolution and privatization drive of late Margaret Thatcher in the United Kingdom during the 1980s. Just as Thatcher reduced public spending, broke the power of entrenched interests, and sold state-owned enterprises to restore fiscal health and investor confidence, you have ended decades of dependency on subsidies and consolidated exchange rates to free up scarce public resources. Both of you accepted short-term hardship, inflationary spikes, and social resistance for the sake of long-term stability and prosperity. You believe that strong markets and prudent spending are essential for national growth, highlights the ongoing importance of bold reforms. In recent months, high-profile figures have joined the APC, along with numerous federal lawmakers from Kano, Oshun, Kebbi, Delta, and Edo, raising the number of defections in the House alone to almost 30. With reports of further crossovers from PDP and Labour Party governors and their members on the horizon. These moves underscore the momentum of the APC and position us as the party to beat come 2027. Mr. President, the 10th National Assembly is undoubtedly the most fortunate since the return to democracy in 1999. This is not only because a significant number of former legislators now serve in the executive, including the President himself, but also due to President Tinubu's unequivocal recognition of our vital role in grassroots development. His Excellency has worked tirelessly to ensure that the National Assembly's ability to respond to the needs of our constituents is significantly strengthened by providing increased budgetary allocations for constituency projects. This deliberate partnership between the Presidency and Parliament has empowered senators and members to deliver tangible improvements in health, education, and infrastructure. Mr. President, fellow party members, as we turn our gaze towards 2027, we must acknowledge both the achievements we have made and the challenges that lie ahead. Now is the time for every APC stakeholder to intensify grassroots engagements. Now is the time for every APC stakeholder to articulate our records in clear and compelling terms. Now is the time for every APC stakeholder to take our message directly to our communities. An electoral victory in 2027 will not be won on paper alone. It can only be secured by the confidence we inspire among our people. We can only inspire confidence by demonstrating our policies are improving people's lives and how they will continue to enhance the lives of Nigerians. All of us must effectively market the successes of the Tinubu administration, specifically the recovery of fiscal health, the job creation drive, the expansion of infrastructure, and the security gains. Every APC governor, every APC senator, and every APC member, every minister and commissioner, every special advisor and assistant, every board member, and indeed every political appointee of this government must also collaborate with the president to translate his initiatives into tangible benefits that resonate with citizens across everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, our journey has proven that decisive leadership, fiscal discipline, and cohesive action yield results. The 2025 budget's dual emphasis on austerity and strategic investment, our respect for the autonomy of the central bank in managing over 22.7 trillion in inherited financing, and our alignment of legislative instruments with the executive vision exemplifies the APC's capacity to govern with both rigor and empathy. We must now marshal these successes into an energetic campaign for 2027, ensuring that our party's narrative of renewal and stability becomes the clarion call at every town hall and market square. Fellow comrades, the moment demands realism and ambition in equal measure. We must neither rest on laurels nor succumb to complacency. Instead, this is the time to deepen our outreach, sharpen our messaging, and forge an unbreakable bond between the APC and the people itself. By selling our record relentlessly and listening attentively, we'll carry the renewed hope agenda forward in the next electoral cycle. I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that come 2027, Mr. President and our party will secure a resounding mandate that confirms our capacity to deliver on the promise of a prosperous Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, fellow comrades, and may God bless.
For members of the Progressive Governors Forum, governors elected, sponsored by the All Progressive Congress. As of today, we are 22 out of 36, but still counting. It is indeed a privilege to address this very important summit, convened to review the implementation of the Renewed Hope Agenda under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The decision of our party to initiate this structured reflection is timely and commendable. It reaffirms our commitment to measuring outcomes, correcting causes where necessary, and strengthening delivery. Therefore, I commend the National Working Committee of our great party for its clarity of purpose, and also commend Mr. President for granting the enabling support. In summary, the Renewed Hope Agenda aims to address Nigeria's economic and social challenges, promoting sustainable development and improving the welfare of citizens. As articulated in Mr. President's 80-page policy blueprint, the agenda offers a strong systematic response to long-standing challenges facing the country. It presents clear priorities, actionable strategies, and measurable targets. It is not merely aspirational, it is a working document that continues to guide the government's economic and governance approach. From day one, the administration made the decisions that redefined fiscal reality and challenged the entrenched inefficiencies. The removal of the petroleum subsidy, though very difficult, was necessary. It is instructive that this decision was announced on day one of this presidency. Of equal economic value is the unification of foreign exchange rate. This is a courageous economic decision with laudable and impactful benefits to the economy of our great nation. The physical space created through these bold economic initiatives has translated into increased revenue and more allocations of money to both federal, states, and local governments in the country. It has also provided a platform for coordinated investment in critical infrastructure and human capital. Investor confidence has been restored, translating to higher inflow of foreign direct investments. There are more encouraging signs that are emerging. The recent stabilization of fuel prices, improved revenue performance across tiers of government, and declining inflation pressures reflect a policy environment anchored in discipline and long-term planning. Credible institutions, including the IMF, the World Bank, have acknowledged these outcomes and have gone ahead to predict a brighter future for Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are seeing renewed momentum in infrastructural development. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Road, the dualization of Abuja-Lokoja-Benin Highway, the Enugu-Onitsha Highway, and the second Niger Bridge access routes, and other strategic transport corridors are not just improving connectivity, they are catalyzing commerce and opening up regional markets. The Renewed Hope administration has also introduced wide-ranging tax reforms aimed at broadening the tax base, improving compliance, and simplifying the framework. The 4 tax bills currently under consideration show a coordinated effort to align fiscal policy with the growth ambitions of the country. This can only come from the table of a visionary leader. In terms of inclusion, the development commissions established across all 6 geopolitical zones represent a strategic commitment to balanced growth. The Electricity Act of 2024 has refined the role of subnational governments in power generation and distribution, giving states and communities a strong hand in shaping their economic destinies. As we know, social investment remains a central component of the Renewed Hope agenda. Therefore, the Students' Loan Program, the 200 billion naira micro, small, and medium enterprise fund, and the expanded agricultural financing are targeting key demographics and sectors that can unlock jobs, reduce dependency, and stimulate local productivity. It is heartwarming that through the well-intentioned efforts of this administration, crude oil theft has been drastically brought down, leading to increased oil production. On security, we acknowledge the complexity of the situation. The progress is evident. Coordination among security agencies has improved. Strategic investments in air, land, and naval capabilities are yielding gains. Our troops are better equipped, and their morale is far stronger than before. While challenges remain, the trajectory is one of the containment and gradual recovery of previous vulnerable areas. As the governor of Imo State and chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, I speak from the vantage point of implementation. The president has provided both policy direction and political backing. It is our duty to translate these at the subnational level into tangible results. We see this summit as a call to deepen alignment, bridge gaps, and accelerate delivery. Let me also emphasize that our collective success in 2027 will depend not only on the performance of the federal government, but also on governors, ministers, legislators, and party leaders, to the ability to communicate, execute, and build trust. We must remain focused and coordinated as we work towards the future. As progressive governors, we have critically appraised the economic policies of Mr. President, and we have come to the conclusion that they have yielded the desired dividends of democracy. We are convinced that the economy is in a better shape today than it was 2 years ago. Consequently, we, as leaders of the party, the All Progressive Congress, and heads of subnational governments in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, have resolved to throw our weight behind Mr. President and to champion his re-election campaign in 2027 for a second term. We are confident that leveraging on the dividends of the sterling performance of Mr. President and their profound impact at the subnational levels, using it as our campaign tools, victory will certainly be ours. The progressive governors will deliver their states come 2027. In closing, I commend Mr. President for his clarity, for his courage and consistency over the past 2 years. The Renewed Hope agenda is not an event, it is a continuum. At this midpoint, our great party, the All Progressive Congress, must consolidate. We must listen to the voice of reason, and we must continue to lead as a very flamboyant and robust political instrument to deliver efficient and effective democracy to Nigeria. Let this summit serve not just as an evaluation, but as a recalibration, an opportunity to deepen our resolve, sharpen our methods, and reaffirm our commitments to national transformation. Mr. President, keep the flag flying higher and higher. We are very proud of you. Nigeria is getting better and better. As I speak, only this afternoon, members of the Progressive Governors Forum met in my lodge and took far-reaching decisions to bring to the leadership and members of our great party, taking advantage of this summit, that we are satisfied with the midterm review and performance evaluation report of the Renewed Hope agenda, that we are aware that the Nigerian nation is moving in the right direction economically, socially, and politically, and that we are convinced that under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, Nigeria will get to her destination faster in prosperity. We acknowledge the resolution of these governors that the president should be used and be adopted as our flag bearer for 2027 presidential election for a second term in office. That the governors produced by All Progressive Congress are hereby charged to take responsibility to market all federal government policies, occupy the political space in their domains, and take responsibility for winning all elections in their states come 2027. It is therefore my humble prayer, with total humility, to Almighty God, to move that this August Assembly adopt and concur the position of progressive governors, that Mr. President carries our flag 2027 and governors take responsibility for delivering this mandate. I so move as a motion. I would therefore call the governor of Kaduna State to come here and second this my humble motion so we can make progress.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. My name is Senator Obasani, Governor of Kaduna State, Coordinating Governor of the Northwest APC, Vice Chairman of Progressive Governors Forum. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by the Chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency Hope Uzodinma, that this August gathering pass a vote of confidence on our able and amiable President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a sole candidate of APC come 2027 general election. I so second, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Hello?
To an gama mu je gida. Senator Hope Uzodinma spoke our minds. We're on the right track. And let me first of all commend Mr. President and the leadership of our party for this important event. Today our party is a toast of the nation. Everyone wants to be part of this APC family. And this is not a coincidence. It's about strong leadership, the leadership of Mr. President. Looking back to the months preceding our national convention in 2022, I can comfortably say that we made the right choice. As events have shown so far, we clearly settled for a leader who ticks all the right boxes. The president combines two important characters of greatness: approachability and authority. It has paid off for our party and for every discerning Nigerian. I therefore thank Mr. President for this bold vision of sustainable economic growth of Nigeria. We thank him for the unmatched infrastructural blueprint for Nigeria and his efforts in recalibrating the economy and put in Nigeria on solid footing. The Lagos-Calabar Road, another project as mentioned by Governor Hope Uzodinma, the tax reform bill, the support for sustainable market practices, students' loan, the new forest guard policy, regional development commissions, and improved revenue and resultant service delivery to Nigerians to show clearly that we're on the right track and the future is brighter than ever. With everyone working together in alignment with the bold vision of Mr. President and respecting party principles and values, our party will not just be the party of today, but one that will retain the support and loyalty of Nigerians from now into the future. We acknowledge the road ahead is not without challenges, but every reform comes with a little discomfort in the short term. What's important is that we remain steadfast, focused, and committed to the bigger picture. Nigerians will see the dividends of these efforts, not just in statistics, but in everyday life. And Mr. President, once again, I commend you for the bold steps you are taking and staying the track. Thank you very much indeed.
Humility to stand before you at this significant APC National Summit, which presents an opportunity to reflect, to celebrate, and to re-energize our collective journey towards a greater Nigeria. Let me begin by extending my deepest appreciation to the leadership of our great party, from the hard-working world executives to state and geopolitical leaders across the length and breadth of this nation, not leaving out our wonderful National Working Committee, the governors, the National Assembly, the Federal Executive Council, state legislatures, and federal bodies. Your resilience, commitment, and strategic mobilization, and our great party, the All Progressives Congress, the massive electoral victory in the 2023 general election. You did not only deliver victory, but have sustained the momentum of governance and reform that Nigerians truly deserve, particularly in the states that we govern and at the center. To our national chairman, I'm supposed to pour well-deserved praises. Your leadership has been focused, principled, and unifying. You have steered this party with wisdom and discipline, anchoring it on the ideas that brought us together. These ideas focus on the Nigerian people and our nation as topmost priorities. Most importantly, a reference to leadership and transformation cannot be complete without celebrating the vision, the courage, and the result-driven governance of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, which explains why a journalist recently referred to him as Professor of Infrastructure. Now, when you look at the Calabar-Lagos Road, and of course, Sokoto to Badagry Road, super highways, then you know that journalist did not make a mistake. In just less than 2 years, we have witnessed impactful decisions, strategic reforms, and commitment to national development. Mr. President, leadership reminds us of the legendary Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, a man whose foresight, discipline, and tenacity transformed a small nation into a global model of prosperity and order. This is the quality of leadership Nigeria is privileged to have today under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Presentations by honorable ministers and special advisors will further deepen our understanding and appreciation of Mr. President's projects, policies, and programs. The renewed hope agenda of our great party has inspired millions of Nigerians. Happily, we are glad to observe that most citizens are joining our party, not because of mere promises, but because they are experiencing concrete results. They see purpose, they see mission, and they see meaning, and they see the bright future. And to those still watching from afar, I say, our doors are wide open. The APC is a movement of progress and inclusiveness because nation building is not that the job of a few, it is a collective task. Everyone has a role to play, and we welcome all Nigerians that believe in our ideas and aspirations. As we look ahead to 2027, now is the time to double down on our efforts. We are beginning now, not just to campaign, but to mobilize by showcasing the achievements of the APC under the leadership of Mr. President, by amplifying the integrity, foresight, and compassion of Mr. President, and by being ambassadors of peace, discipline, and national unity. As party members, let us embrace collaboration and cooperation, pursue peace and unity to sustain Nigeria on the path of greatness. The APC is not just a party, it is a vision. And with your continued support, that vision will endure and triumph abundantly. Thank you, and God bless the All Progressives Congress. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.